What is your theory? In other words, you suggest that they come from Mars or from other planets, from other solar systems possibly throughout the universe. Is that correct?
Yes, and there are a lot of scientists who said the same thing.
What is your theory as to the kind of people who fly these, or the kind of beings who fly these saucers?
Well, that's speculation. Willie Ley said recently they'd be just like the man next door, the invaders from space, and his reasons may be good. But most of the top scientists have said that the odds are that beings from other worlds would not be like us.
The unique thing that I'd like to point out for the most part is that the entities that we did catalog were in fact humanoid. Now this created a situation where the scientific community was trying to figure out why that would be the case, because you would expect that if life evolved on other planets that they would take on some type of other being, so to speak, not necessarily look humanoid or be bipedal such as we are. But apparently we got quite a few of the species out there that are humanoid in appearance, and that creates a question that yet has to be answered by science.
When I retired in 1976, many of our military people knew at that point that we were not simply dealing with visitations from people from other planets or star systems. They had concluded by 76 that some of these visitors very well might be multidimensional in their source.
I believe that we are dealing with something real. I want to state this at the outset. It's something real. But it isn't something of our physical dimension. It exists in other dimensions and vibrates at a different frequency from the frequency that our senses are tuned to. And I think what is the common factor in all supernatural experiences is that the person or group of people who have those experiences are in what is called an altered state of consciousness.
So you were fully conscious?
No, it's like an altered state. A total altered state. You're not asleep, you're not awake, it's an altered state.
Both might take place in altered states other than full waking consciousness. They are facets of some sort of interdimensional phenomenon that does not manifest itself ordinarily in a physical space-time in full waking consciousness.
Literally, there are other dimensions. They occupy the same space and they occupy the same time. They can be 95% in another dimension and 95% of their working essence, I should say, in another dimension, and 5% of their essence in this dimension, where at anywhere from 1 to 5% they would be invisible. If they are at 10% in this dimension to 30% or 40%, only it's because you can start seeing through them. You can look right through them as if they were a ghost or as if they were a spirit, and they take on more solid form through technology to move physical objects in our dimension.
I believe that what we're describing is two different realities meeting, mixing temporarily, and then separating, leaving very little evidence.
But you know that if you have a radio in your living room and it's you have all frequencies in your living room, BBC, Radio Moscow, ABC, but your radio is tuned to one frequency. You're decoherent from all the other frequencies. You're only coherent with one frequency.
Right.
We now believe that the universe is vibrating and that there are vibrations of different universes right in this room. There are the universes of dinosaurs because the comet didn't hit 65 million years ago. They're the wave function of aliens from outer space looking at the rubble of an Earth that already was destroyed, all in your living room, except we have decohered from them. We're no longer in tune with them. We don't vibrate with them. Therefore, our universe is tuned to one frequency, right. Our universe. But it means that probably there are other parallel universes in your living room, and believe it or not, this is called modern physics. Most people think that time travel is impossible, but believe it or not, there's no law of physics preventing time travel. Another way is to have a wormhole. Take a sheet of paper, draw 2 dots on it, fold the sheet of paper until the 2 dots meet, and that's a wormhole. Now there's a catch. Using Einstein's equations, you can show that the energy necessary to bend space and time into a pretzel is comparable to an exploding star, a black hole. Energy far beyond anything we can harness on the planet Earth. So maybe in outer space, maybe aliens have harnessed time machines, or maybe your descendants, thousands of years into the future, may have mastered the art of time travel and have harnessed the energy of a star.
I've had to accept the fact that there are human beings that many years ahead of us on another timeline coexisting in reality.
I'm beginning to think that I know who they are. And I'm beginning to think that they are us, that we are them.
And she said to me, "You call us alien, but the last thing we are is alien."